Good morning, everyone. My name is Eric Flores from Panama Wildlife Conservation and Coiba Scientific Station in Panama. I want to thank the ABS committee for selecting this work about the identification of sea turtle nesting beaches in Panama using local ecological knowledge. Let's talk about sea turtles. Sea turtles are an important component of the marine ecosystem. Some populations exhibit migratory behaviors in which they travel long distances for reproduction or searching for foraging grounds, promoting biological connectivity among regions and oceans. There are 7 species of sea turtles in the world. 4 of them can be found along the Pacific coast of Panama. The Olivier Ridley, green turtle, hawksbill, and the leatherback, the largest sea turtle in the world. Although over decades, we had accumulated good ecological and biological knowledge about these species, there is limited knowledge about when and where they nest at different parts of the world. In Panama, for example, there is a national plan for sea turtle conservation, calling at the identification of nesting sites. Our study site is located at the south central part of the country in the so-called Azuero Peninsula. You can see in the red square, there's an area where exists the Cerrolla National Park, which is considered a key biodiversity area worldwide. This park protects an isolated patch of forest and also marine area in a remote and poorly accessible area of Panama. We focus on the southwest part of the Azuero Peninsula for this work, as you can see in the black line over there. We use local ecological knowledge to gauge information about turtles' knowledge and nesting sites from local residents of this area. We use semi-structured interviews that last no more than 20 minutes. Our primary aim was to identify leatherback sea turtle nesting sites in the area, which reports are just anecdotal. So we just started doing these interviews between March and December 2018, but at the same time, we're doing some surveys, as I will explain later. So for the field work, we conducted 14 expeditions that covered coast distance, more or less 40 kilometers, during the dry and rainy season 2018, and during the dry and start of the rainy season 2019. We perform beach patrolling during the day and night with patrolling effort of 2.6 hours per kilometer in average, looking for turtle tracks and nest counts. But also we collect data on beach characteristics like the length, the width, the area, the slope, the vegetation. We did a qualitative assessment of garbage and plastic debris, and also predation and human disturbance activities were noted. Let's see some results. We interviewed 21 adults, which age was in average 54 years old. There's an old population in the country where most of the young people had migrated to the big cities in the country. Based on the interviews, there were 22 beaches identified as nesting sites. However, we chose only 9 of those based on the most frequent beaches mentioned for leatherback nestings. The respondents mentioned they had seen leatherbacks at one moment in their lives. However, we did not identify any evidence of leatherback turtles in our surveyed beaches. 3 out of 4 species in the Pacific Panama nest at Cascajilloso and El Gato Beach. Green turtles were relatively abundant at El Gato Beach, with 90% of tracks and 62% of nesting females using there. Only 2 hawksbills were identified, one at Cascajilloso Beach and the other one at El Gato Beach during our study. This map shows the result of our survey in where the number represents the community's visit for the interviews and the letters the surveyed beaches. The sea turtle drawings close to each beach indicate the species identified at that beach during our study. Importantly, if you can see Cascajilloso Beach, the letter A to the left, and El Gato Beach, the letter B to the left, were the only beaches with 3 species nesting. in this case, the hawksbill, the green turtle, and the olive ridley. Nest predation was confirmed at 4 beaches by coyotes and 1 beach by coatis. These are common sources of nest predation in other nesting beaches in Central America, being the coyotes an increasing problem everywhere. Illegal take of eggs was identified at only 2 beaches, so it seems that there is not a big deal with this issue. As with other beaches in the region, plastic debris and garbage was present in all beaches, but mostly at Cascajilloso and Orcones, which have more proximity to more populated areas. As for active deforestation, it was present at El Gato, Sierra, and Orcones beaches. Let's conclude. To our knowledge, this is the first systematic survey of sea turtle nesting beaches in this remote area of Pacific Panama. We demonstrated the value of local ecological knowledge to acquire a priori knowledge to conduct field surveys in remote areas. In fact, we were the first people approaching most of the local residents to talk about sea turtles ecology and conservation ever. El Gato Beach can be considered a very important nesting beach for green turtles nationally and regionally. We are in the process to start a more intensive research project to estimate the nesting population at El Gato Beach, its genetic diversity and connectivity with other beaches in the Eastern Pacific. Olive ridley seems the most common sea turtle all over the study area. Sadly, leatherbacks were not identified, and seems that visual encounters with this species are only kept in the memory of elders in the area. Our study demonstrates the urgent need to involve local people into monitoring activities, moreover because they are at the forefront of conservation activities. Well, I want to thank Jeffrey Seminoff from the Sea Turtle Conservation and Research Program of NOAA, and Joelvin de la Cruz and Luis Ureña, who are part of Panama Wildlife Conservation and contribute to this research project. And also want to thank the organizations that support in different ways this project, the Panama Wildlife Conservation, providing funding, and also the National Research System of Panama that also provides some funding to the PI, and the Ministry of Environment, who granted the scientific permits to conduct the research and also provided some logistical support during the field work. I also want to thank Coiba Research Station for some support as well. And thank you for your attention.